Everyone in that compound was
Look at
shouting.
what she has done.
Voices overlapped.
Disgraceful. Get
Accusations
out.
filled the air.
Please, no.
Anger
Mama, I didn't
everywhere.
do it.
And in the middle of it all
Look at what
stood
she has done.
Zainab.
Disgraceful.
Tears filled
Get
her
out.
eyes. I
Please,
didn't
no.
do it,
Mama,
she
I
said
didn't
softly.
do it.
I swear, I
Look at
didn't do
what
it.
she has done.
But no one
Disgraceful.
listened
Get out.
because in their
Please,
minds,
no. Mama,
she
I
was
didn't
already
do it.
guilty. And standing quietly behind the crowd, watching everything unfold, was Amara, the perfect church girl, the one nobody would ever suspect. But that day, everything was about to change in that small compound. Everyone knew everyone, and more importantly, everyone had an opinion. If there was one girl people admired, it was Amara. She was calm, respectful, always properly dressed. Every Sunday she sat in the front row of the church, Bible in her hands, eyes closed in prayer. Mothers pointed at her and said, "Be like Amara, not like those other girls outside." And then there was Zainab. Zainab was different. She laughed loudly. She dressed boldly. She came home late. People didn't even try to hide their judgment. "That girl," they would whisper. "She will bring trouble one day." But what they didn't see was the truth. Every morning before sunrise, Zainab was already awake. Not for fun, not for trouble, but to survive. She had younger siblings to take care of. No father, no stable income. So she worked, selling snacks, running errands, doing anything she could just to provide, while others were sleeping. She was struggling. While others were judging, she was sacrificing. Amara's life looked perfect, but perfection can be a mask. Late at night, when everyone was asleep, Amara was always on her phone, typing, smiling, deleting messages. Sometimes she stepped outside quietly to make secret calls, but no one noticed because no one was looking. Then one day, everything changed. Money went missing. A large amount, church money, gone. Panic spread through the compound. Voices rose again. Fear replaced peace. Who could do this? Who would dare? But it didn't take long before the blame found its way to Zainab. Of course, it must be her. She's always outside. She knows too many people. Zainab stood there, frozen. "I didn't take anything," she cried. But her voice was too small. They searched her room. They questioned her. They watched her every move. And slowly, her world began to fall apart. Not because she was guilty, but because no one believed her. "I'm really trying." But trying wasn't enough. Not for people who had already judged her. Meanwhile, Amara remained calm. Too calm. She comforted others. She prayed with them. She spoke softly about faith. And people said, "She is such a good girl. She would never do something like this." And that was exactly why no one suspected her. A few days later, something unexpected happened. A young boy found a phone on the ground. It kept lighting up messages, notifications, money alerts. Something wasn't right. The phone was taken to the elders, and slowly the truth began to reveal itself. Names appeared, transactions showed, secrets unfolded, and then one name kept coming up again and again and again: Amara. At first, no one believed it. "It's not possible. There must be a mistake." But the evidence was clear, painfully clear. Amara had been living a double life, smiling in public but hiding secrets in private, using her good girl image to gain trust, to move freely, to escape suspicion. The same girl they praised was the one behind everything. The compound fell silent, heavy, uncomfortable. Amara stood in the middle now, but this time there was no admiration, only shock, only disappointment. She tried to speak, but the truth had already spoken for her. Slowly, all eyes turned. not to Amara, but to Zainab, the girl they blamed, the girl they insulted, the girl they broke. But Zainab didn't shout, she didn't fight, she didn't cry this time. She just stood there, quiet, strong, unshaken. One woman stepped forward. I'm sorry, she said softly. But Zainab only nodded because some pain cannot be erased with words. That day, everything changed. They realized something important, something painful, something true. Goodness is not in appearance, character is not in labels, and sometimes the person you trust the most is the one you should question. So now I ask you, when you see someone who looks perfect, do you really know who they are? And when you see someone different, are you seeing the truth or just your assumptions? Because in the end, the church girl was not as innocent as she seemed, and the street girl was never the villain. So tell me, who is really the good girl?